It's the end of the world as they know it, but the Warriors feel fine. Cole Sports presents on the Daily. Welcome back, VIP. I hope the weekend treated you well. Cole Johnson here on the Daily on Tap, presented by Cole Sports. I produce content, or I should say I present content to you every Monday through Friday. And subscribe if you want to be the smartest man in the pub. Enough of that. Let's get on to the takes. And you heard me say Warriors. I'm talking about the Golden State Warriors, as you know, and I did a breaking video about Klay Thompson being out for the year because of his Achilles injury. And it made me think, the Warriors dynasty, is it officially over? Well, I wanted to examine that a little bit further in the list. So piecemealing this together, I thought about it, and then this has been on my mind actually all weekend. I wanted to just sit back with my thoughts and just think and piecemeal it and get it all sectioned off correctly. And this is what I came up with. These are the 5 reasons why I actually believe the Golden State Warriors dynasty is not over. I'll say it again. 5 reasons why I believe the Golden State Warriors dynasty is not over. Number 1, the guy who wears number 30, he's called the babyface assassin. Oh gosh, I'm blanking on his name. Oh yes, Stephen Curry. Yes, the guy who can hit a 47-footer from anywhere in any building blindfolded. The one who in practice normally shoots jumpers from the tunnel. You have him coming back off of an injury, and he suffered that injury actually around this time last year. And so he's had a full year to heal, and now he's healthy. He's raring to go. And, oh, by the way, he is the greatest shooter, in my opinion, of all time. And please, I'll throw this as an extra question, VIP. If you do not believe that Stephen Curry is the greatest shooter in the history of the NBA, who do you think is? And comment below. And I want to hear what your answer is. And I want to have a really riveting conversation about that particular subject, because one day I will probably talk about that. But when you have a guy who has changed the game as we know it, to where it was more of a half-court type of game to now where you have teams who routinely attempt at least 23s in a game, you have Stephen Curry to thank for that. Well, the marksman who I believe averages 43% from three-point range, that's crazy to think about that. He's returning. And whenever he's on the team, you have a chance to go far, and you have a chance to build on something. So, yeah, number 1, Stephen Curry. Number 2, the brain trusts of the Warriors. We can start with the front office, the co-owner, governor, Joe Lacob. He has pulled so many rabbits out of hats. Just look at when Andre Iguodala became a Warrior. Just look at when Kevin Durant became a Warrior. I mean, it raised such a furor that people were saying, well, it's unfair. It's unfair. The NBA is unfair. They have a super team out in the Bay Area. I'm sorry. I grew up in an era where I saw 4 of them being built. Just look at the 83 76ers squad. Look at the Lakers from the mid-'80s. Look at the Celtics from the mid-'80s. And look at the Pistons from the late 80s. They would stockpile talent like it was nothing. And that is what the Warriors did. Unfortunately, none of the other 29 teams decided to do the same. And you had people saying it's unfair. The Warriors, they're just dominating the whole NBA. It's wrong. We should cancel the whole NBA because the Warriors are ruining the league.
You for real?
No. What the Warriors have been doing is what any dynastic team does. Stockpile the talent, and we're going to stockpile it and keep doing so until either our time is up or until you beat us. We have no problems you beating us. Stockpile the talent. And I'm saying this as a Rockets fan. You think that I wanted to actually say this about the Warriors? After all, that's the team, the Warriors, I mean, that has knocked my Rockets out 4 out of 5 years from 2015 to 2019. But I'm just stating facts. That's just how it is. And then you have Steve Kerr, the coach of the team, who learned under the learning trees, and I do mean trees, of both Greg Popovich and before him, Phil Jackson. And so you have the practicality of Pop and sometimes the quirkiness and the quips of Pop. And even sometimes the caring of Pop as well. We don't get to see that as often, but he does have that because a lot of players love him, along with the nature of Phil Jackson. Another thing that is unheralded about Phil Jackson, he brings the attention upon him and lets the players not have as much. Kerr is actually good at doing that as well. So he learned a lot of lessons, and I see a lot of Pop and a lot of Phil in Kerr and how he coaches. And that works well. It's going to continue to work for this team. The brain trust of the Warriors, probably the best front office right now going in the league. The third reason I believe the Warriors dynasty is not quite over yet, the main players are still in their prime. You got Dre Zilla. No. I'm sorry. Dre Zilla or Draymond Green. He's approaching 30. You have Klay Thompson, who unfortunately is now out with an Achilles injury. He's 30 at the moment. He'll return. He'll be 31. And you have Curry, who right now is 32. He's at the tail end of his prime. And when they get to be full strength, he may be at the beginning of the twilight of his career. But with that shot could buy him a couple of years of prime real estate. But let's be honest, Curry is at the tail end of his prime. But the point is, the main players are still active. They're not over the hill yet. And they won't be for at least another 3 years. So there's still some juice that they could squeeze out of this unit. The fourth reason why I believe the Golden State Warriors dynasty is not over. Look at the example of the past, the 1990s Bulls. Now, they won 3 in a row from 1991 to 1993. Then Jordan retired in October of 1993. He didn't set foot on the court again until March of 1995. They did not make it to the finals that year. But after that offseason, the Bulls resumed their dynastic run, and they went and won 3 more championships from 96 to 98. 6 chips in 8 years. That's impressive. I mean, now we are going on 3 chips in 6 right now for the Warriors. And all signs are pointing to 3 and 7, but you never know. Warriors may actually pull a rabbit out of their hat again and actually pull a championship out of their proverbial backsides. I mean, who knows? What I do know is they have that history to draw from. Oh, okay. Here's a team that was at the top. They suffered some setbacks in the midst of that run. Then they came back and they ruled the roost again for another 3 years. Well, the Warriors can do the same thing. It is quite possible that they can do the same thing. That's number 4. The fifth reason as to why I believe the Golden State Warriors dynasty is not over in 2020. Shooting, shooting, and yes, more shooting. I mean, just look at how this team is constructed. And look at how the league now is strategized. Now, I mentioned earlier, you have the league actually shooting at least 23s a game. And it almost is, I guess you could say, it's almost like a three-point shooting competition with some of these games. That's all due to how the Warriors spread out the floor. And because of that, the shooting aids in easy buckets, aids in uncontested buckets. Because when you can have defenses guard not necessarily 20 feet, but 30 feet of floor, who's going to guard underneath and behind them? Who's going to take those backdoor cuts? Who's going to stop them in finding that room somewhere in the middle of the zone defenses that most of these teams play now, where they can just live and hit and get buckets? That is what the shooting of the Warriors affords them on offense. Oh, and it also affords them on defense as well. When they get a miss and a board, they can run an open floor. Now, they will be hurt a little bit because, to me, transition threes, that was Klay Thompson's game. Curry can do that, but he doesn't do it quite as well. He can do it, though. But the shooting just simply opens everything else up for them, including their defense. It opens everything else up. So, quickly, the 5 reasons why I believe the Golden State Warriors dynasty is not quite over yet, since we're tipping off in about a month's time for the 2021 season. Stephen Curry is still the ringleader. He's still the straw which stirs the Warriors' drink. The front office, led by Joe Lacob and quarterbacked by Steve Kerr. The main players, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Stephen Curry in particular, they're in their primes right now. History's on their side. Look at the 1990s Bulls team. And they're the best in shooting in the game. So there you have it. And if I'm missing something, let a brother know. If you would like this shirt that you see right before your very eyes, the description box below has all the details as to where to get that and how to style it, of course. And you can get it any way: hoodie, long sleeve shirt, short sleeve shirt, any style. We have that at the Cold Sports VIP Boutique. Now, if you feel as though that, okay, the dynasty is over, ding dong, the dynasty is dead, or if you agree with me that there's still some energy left in the tank, there's still some fuel left in the tank, let me know. Like this video and share it throughout all of your social media. Comment below, because VIP, your comments are gold to me. And don't forget, hit that notification bell and subscribe to this channel for all the content that emanates from it. Well, thank you so much for your time, VIP. I love you. I hope everything is going fine on this Thanksgiving week. I'm Cole Johnson, and this has been yet another installment of Cole Sports on the visual and on the daily.